don't begin with the end in mind. So in my first week of law school, the dean of the law school talked to us about how most of us really don't know what we're doing. And we just kind of have this general idea that we're supposed to be in law school for some reason or other. And he said, don't begin with the end in mind. Now, that goes very sharply against Stephen Covey, who says that you should begin with the end in mind. And Stephen Covey's idea was, if you know exactly what you're going for, you can plan a way to get there. Well, there's a problem with that. What if you don't know what you want to do? You need to move forward. You need to move closer to the good, even if you don't necessarily know exactly what that looks like. So take the next right step. Do the next right thing and do it well. Live in such a way that you are doing good now, liking what you're doing now, but also preparing yourself to accept and be ready for a multitude of opportunities. Eventually, the goal that the dean of the law school had in mind was that as we progress through the 3 years of our law program, we won't begin with the end in mind, but that as we progress through it, the end will crystallize. It will become clearer and clearer. I am deeply interested in how things work, so I started to research. Was it related to what I studied in college? No. For college, I read literature. I proceeded to research, and I learned about all kinds of stuff. And then when I graduated, my first job interview was to teach high school English. And I interviewed at the high school and told them all about my lesson plan ideas for English and all these things. And they said, well, thank you for interviewing with us, but we're afraid we don't have a vacancy for an English teacher, and so, sorry. And so at that moment I panicked, and I told them about all this crazy stuff I had been researching to learn how to restart civilization from scratch. And I'd gotten into some detail, like learning about iron ore reduction reactions and what it takes to actually convert metallic ores, and also how to find them and how to convert that into metal and what that means and the energy transfer and all this stuff. And they looked at each other and they looked back at me and they said, how interested would you be in teaching junior high science classes? And I said, very! I got a job as a junior high and high school science teacher. And I was qualified to do it not because of the degree I had done, but because I had done the next right thing, beginning without the end in mind. I had no idea I was going to get a job from this hobby. It was just something I was interested in. You remember Aristotle, he says that the ends, the thing that people strive at, is the good. So fundamentally what we're looking for, what every human being on this earth is looking for, and this is a statement of fact, not a statement of ought, is we're looking for the good in some form or another. People do things because they think it's better than doing something else. And so you're hunting the good. Begin. Do the next right thing, even if you don't know where it's going to lead.